The house was quiet, save for the hum of the refrigerator and the occasional creak of settling floorboards. Outside, the streetlights cast long, wavering shadows through the trees, painting the walls with shifting patterns of light and dark. Emma sat curled on her couch, scrolling through her phone, the blue glow illuminating her tired face. It was past midnight, and the neighborhood had long since surrendered to sleep. A faint breeze rustled the curtains, carrying with it the distant chirp of crickets. Then, movement. A flicker at the edge of her vision. Just beyond the living room window, where the darkness pooled thickest, something shifted. Emma's thumb froze mid-scroll. She lifted her head, squinting. Probably just a branch. But the trees in the yard stood still. She held her breath, eyes locked on the glass. For a moment, there was nothing. Then, slowly, a shape emerged from the black. Tall. Too tall. Shoulders hunched, as if peering in. Emma's pulse spiked. She lunged for the lamp, flooding the room with light. The figure didn't move. Didn't flinch. It just stood there, featureless in the gloom. Her fingers fumbled for her phone. Call the police. Call someone, but as the screen lit up, the shadow dissolved, swallowed by the night as though it had never been there at all. Emma exhaled, shaky. Trick of the light. Had to be, She forced herself to bed, pulling the covers tight. But outside, beneath her window, the grass was trampled in two perfect, muddy footprints. And they were facing the house. The streetlight flickered outside Emma's bedroom window, casting erratic shadows across the ceiling. 3 nights had passed since the first sighting, each one heavier with dread. She had installed motion-activated cameras, pointed them at the yard, just in case star. Tonight, she kept the curtains open. A test. A challenge. If nothing's there, I can sleep. The digital clock glowed 2:47 a.m. when the temperature dropped. A creeping cold, like breath against her neck. Emma's eyes snapped open. Something was wrong with the window. The glass fogged unnaturally, a circle of condensation spreading from the center outward. As if someone, or something, was exhaling against it from the outside. Then, through the mist, a shape pressed forward. A face. Pale as wax, with sunken eyes that reflected no light. Its lips stretched too wide, teeth bared in a grin that didn't reach its hollow gaze. It didn't blink. Didn't move. Just stared, smiling, as Emma's breath hitched in her throat. She scrambled backward, knocking over the lamp. The bulb shattered, plunging the room into darkness, but the face remained, backlit by some unseen source. Her phone buzzed. The security alert. Motion detected, rear yard. With trembling hands, she pulled up the feed. The camera showed only empty darkness. No figure. No face. Just the sway of branches in the wind. Yet when she looked back at the window, the glass was clear. Except for 2 smudged handprints, fingers splayed, as if someone had been pressing against it from the other side. And on the sill below, a single dead moth, wings crushed, as though gripped too tight. The grandfather clock's chime echoed through the empty house. 3 hollow strikes. 3 a.m. Emma clutched her blanket, eyes locked on the bedroom window. The streetlight outside had burned out yesterday, leaving only moonlight to cut through the oppressive darkness. She counted her breaths, waiting. Asterisk tap. Tap. Tap asterisk. 3 precise knocks against the glass, like fingernails on a coffin lid. Her body went rigid. The sound wasn't coming from the window facing the yard, but from the bathroom. The one with frosted glass. The one with no ledge outside. Asterisk tap. Tap. Tap asterisk. Louder this time, impatient. Emma's pulse roared in her ears as she slid out of bed, bare feet freezing against the hardwood. The hallway stretched before her, the bathroom door slightly ajar. Moonlight spilled through the crack, illuminating swirling fingerprints smeared across the fogged glass. A whisper cut through the silence. Asterisk Emma, asterisk. Her name, spoken in a voice that wasn't human, too wet, too guttural, like vocal cords torn from screaming. The doorknob rattled violently, then stopped. Police found nothing, again. No footprints in the dew-covered grass. No fingerprints on the windows. The lead officer gave her that familiar look, the one that said hysterical woman before his mouth ever formed the words. That night, Emma barricaded herself in the bedroom, a kitchen knife clutched in her fist. At 2:59 a.m., the house fell eerily silent. No crickets. No wind. Just the deafening thud of her heartbeat. Then, metal screeched against metal as the front door's deadbolt slowly turned. The morning sun revealed what the darkness had hidden. Emma knelt in the dewy grass beneath her bedroom window, her fingers brushing against a jagged piece of slate. Something had been placed beneath it, a folded square of yellowed paper, its edges brittle with age. The handwriting made her blood freeze. I see you when you sleep. Each letter carved deep into the paper as if written with furious pressure. Below it, a crude drawing, a stick figure standing beside a bed, its head turned at an impossible angle to watch the sleeping form beneath the blankets. Emma's hands trembled as she followed the trail of muddy footprints that shouldn't exist, not after 3 rainless days. They led in a perfect line from the woods to her window, then stopped abruptly as if the maker had simply vanished. The local library's microfilm machine whirred as Emma scrolled through decades-old newspapers. Then she saw it, October 17, 1983. A grainy photo of her house. The headline, asterisk, local woman vanishes from locked bedroom. Asterisk. The details stabbed into her. The victim had reported a smiling man outside her window, for weeks. Police found handprints on the inside of her second-story window. Her diary's last entry, he's learned how to use the doorknob now. As Emma fled the library, her phone buzzed with a motion alert. The security camera showed her empty bedroom, and the closet door, which she always kept closed, now stood wide open. On her pillow lay another note. Asterisk, you found my first game. Let's play again tonight. Asterisk. The house had become a living thing. Doors slammed like gunshots when no one touched them. Glasses leaped from cabinets, shattering in jagged constellations across the floor. Each morning, Alex woke with fresh scratches, thin, angry lines raked across their arms as if by invisible claws. The psychic, a woman with tired eyes and trembling hands, barely made it past the foyer before recoiling. "They don't want you here," she whispered, clutching her pendant. Asterisk, "You're digging up their graves just by breathing their air." Asterisk. As she fled, the front door locked itself behind her. That night, the bathroom mirror fogged over while Alex showered. They wiped it clear, and froze. Scrawled in frantic, finger-dragged letters across the glass. "Get out." The words dripped like blood, though when Alex touched them, only water smeared their fingertips. Behind the message, the reflection of the hallway showed all the bedroom doors swinging open in perfect unison. Alex packed in a frenzy, throwing clothes into suitcases as shadows thickened in the corners of the room. The air grew heavy, pressing against their eardrums like deep water. A crash from downstairs, the radio blared static from the kitchen, dials spinning wildly. "You can go," whispered a chorus of voices from the walls, the floorboards, the very air. Alex dragged their bags toward the door as the temperature plummeted. Frost crackled across the windows. The whisper followed them onto the porch, curling into their ear like smoke. Asterisk, "But we'll always be here." Asterisk. As Alex's car peeled away, every light in the house flickered on at once. In an upstairs window, 3 silhouettes watched them leave.